Gotta unmute myself. Welcome, guys. Just take another minute or two before we start. I was just getting situated here. We're on Facebook Live and on Zoom. And I'm just gonna go get the charger for my laptop so I don't cancel out on you. And then we'll just start in a minute. All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome. So Yin Vinyasa class, so nice to see you guys. If you haven't joined me for like a week or so, you might notice I'm in a different spot. It's my home office. And just changing things up, trying this out instead of my living room so that my house doesn't always have to be a fitness studio upstairs in my living room. So also just like down here, the hardwood floors are better to practice on. I don't know what you guys have been up to, but there's definitely a difference between the hardwoods and the carpet, pros and cons of each. So for tonight, one thing I just want us to bring forward is the idea and the practice of presence. So we'll take some time to get kind of rooted and grounded in our body. I'm going to leave some extra time at the end for a little bit extra meditation and breathing as well to feel that presence. And all the while, going to kind of cue to and invite you to just feel your body more, not just going through the motions, but taking the time to get our mind present. Doesn't mean we have to slow down or stop, but just to focus our mind to what's happening rather than to what happened or what may happen later. So without further ado, let's get started. And class is about 50 minutes on Wednesday night. So I'll end at about 10 of if you're watching this live, because I put on my watch. So let's get started in a comfortable seated position. Any way that feels comfortable to you. And with your hands for today, I welcome you to open them up, palms face the ceiling. And if you wish to also have your big or your thumb, that's not your big toe, it's your thumb and your pointer finger touch. And that's a mudra of wisdom. It's a mudra to cultivate and to bring forward our internal wisdom. And everyone take a nice long inhale breath together. And then exhale and relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. And sit up nice and tall through your spine. And let your eyes close. So that the darkness that you see behind your eyelids cuts off some stimulation around you, and in turn helps you draw your attention inward. Let's bring your presence, your focus to your breathing. And please bring your breathing to just a natural, easy rhythm, nothing forced, nothing controlled. And as you notice your breath, in your mind, just think, I am breathing in, I am breathing out. I am breathing in, I am breathing out. Other thoughts or noises or stimuli might come into that and break your focus. And as best as you can, notice it. Bring your attention back to your breath. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Keep your eyes closed and bring your hands down to the floor next to you. Inhale your arms up overhead. Bring your palms to touch and your hands down at chest center. With your eyes closed, take a longer inhale than you already have. And take a long, steady exhale out. And one more like that, long, steady inhale, no rush. And a long, steady exhale when you're ready. Begin to flutter your eyes open. And come on to all fours, onto your hands and onto your knees. Into a tabletop pose. And just stay here for a moment. It's really simple, but I want you to bring your attention to your core. So instead of dipping your belly down, pull your ribs in towards your back without rounding. Keep a nice neutral back and hug your ribs towards your spine. As you do that, firm up your arms, press your hands into the ground, and lengthen your neck. Lengthen the sides of your neck, the back of your neck, and even around your throat, all equally. And then bring your eyes to a point and hold there with your eyes and breathe 2 times. And keep your eyes there and straighten your legs for plank, changing nothing about your arms and nothing about your core. Keep that all just as it is. And set your drishti, your gaze, to that one point. Focus your mind. Turn it from any distractions before here to direction, to being here now. Keep looking at that point with your eyes and bring your hips up slowly, down dog. Keep looking at that point. Look at that point until the very last second in down dog. Then drop your head into your full downward facing dog pose. Nice. Then bend both knees quite a bit. Lift your tailbone up to the ceiling. So you lengthen your spine. Now bend your left knee a lot and press your right heel back and down so that your right leg is straight or towards straight. Good. Bend both knees together again. Bend your right knee a lot, straighten your left leg, and press your left heel down and back. Breathe. And then bend both knees again. Pretty significantly, lift your tailbone to the ceiling. And then straighten your legs just a little bit more, not fully, just a little bit more. And breathe. Straighten your legs just a little bit more, so they're not straight, they're pretty bent still. Straighten your legs a little bit more. Keep your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Nice. Now keep your tailbone up and straighten your legs almost all the way. Other option is to keep both knees bent in downward facing dog so that you can keep your tailbone up to the ceiling. Now, I have a question for you. Have I distracted you enough that you're not thinking about how tired your arms might be? We've been holding this downward dog for quite a bit of time. So what I want you to do is feel. We're going to come out of it. This will change. This too shall pass. But we're going to be in it, in this downward dog for 4 more breaths. And as we're in it, be present to what you feel. Be present to what comes up in your mind chatter. Recognize it. Don't push it away. Be with. And take 1 more breath. Nice. Drop to your knees. Okay, come into puppy pose for a moment. Extend your arms out in front of you. Let your head drop to the ground. Or your head can drop to blocks. And you're going to stretch out your shoulders just for about 3 more breaths here. So we're going to move and groove in just a moment with the flow, but just want to give some TLC and preparation to your upper body. Good. Come forward on to your belly. And bring your hands off the mat, so wide, and next to you, so your fingertips are on the mat. We're going to do cobra presses. Inhale to press your chest upright. Good. And then exhale, lower down. There's no requirement of height. Go with where you feel good. Inhale to press your chest up, lift your chin. Exhale to lower your chest, lower your head towards the floor. And then last one, inhale, lift your chest away from the ground. Lift your chin away from the ground. Hold this one. See if you can inhale and use your legs to press down and lift you up more. Lower, exhale, downward facing dog. Press all the way back. Okay, look to your hands, walk your feet to the front of your mat. Use your blocks and come into standing splits with your right leg down and your left foot up towards the ceiling. Another option is to not use your blocks. You can reach to the floor. Now here, let's get a little present to the movement of our hips. Notice your outer right hip, the leg that's down. Press your outer right hip behind you. Oh, whoo, that'll change things. Look at your lifted toes, spread them, and then lift them 1 inch higher, maybe 6 inches higher. I just went about 6 or 7 inches. I was holding back. I caught myself. Good, now keep doing that. Let your head release towards the floor without forcing it. Just let it drop. And then breathe into all of that. Take one inhale. Slowly release your left foot down. Exhale. Okay, other side. Left foot is grounded. Lift your right leg up for standing splits. Okay, your standing leg. Notice your outer left hip. Press that behind you. Yes. It's gonna kind of creep forward, but let it go straight back. Now spread your top toes and inhale your right leg more vertical, more vertical. Don't let it go out to the side. Hug it into midline as you lift it. Good, keep those two things. And then release the weight of your head downward for 3. Breathe for 2. And then lower your right foot to the floor. Whew. Good. Move the blocks off to the side. Inhale all the way up to standing. Take your time. Roll up, breathe. Inhale your arms to the sky and your hands down to chest center. Good. Start to flow. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Forward fold. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Release your head. Halfway lift, look forward in front of your mat and step your right foot all the way back so that your right knee is on the ground. Sweep your arms up and overhead. Bend your left elbow, hold your left elbow with your right hand for a stretch and pull your ribs in. And if you want, Gomukhasana arms, right hand behind your back, left elbow high. And if your hands don't clasp, you can use a strap. Hold the strap in your top hand first. Let it drape down so your right hand can grab it at the bottom. Good. Move your hips forward and breathe for 3. Lift your eyes a little bit, 2. And release your hands and strap down to the ground. Step back to downward facing dog pose. On your inhale, come forward to plank. And then drop your right knee to the floor. Yeah, and then kickstand, right foot out to the side, left foot to the back of your mat, side plank with your knee down, and make sure that your right foot is behind you. So it's like a kickstand going off to the side. Now reach your left arm overhead and stretch your side body. Keep that. And now turn your chest up to the ceiling as you continue to reach overhead. Notice if the feeling changed. Maybe the lengthening switched more into your abdomen, less into your side. Good. 3. Keep rolling your chest upright. 2. Downward facing dog. Exhale, press back. Nice, you guys. Lift your right leg high as you inhale. Step your right foot to your hands. Exhale. Hold there. Left hand down. Right arm up and twist. Look to your top thumb for 3. Good. Lower your right hip. Yes. Hug it in towards your center line. And lower your hands to the ground. Step forward to the front. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Exhale. Chair pose. Inhale your arms up and your seat low. No one's going to make you lower your chair lower. This is up to you. I'm not there to walk around and give you a gentle nudge to bring your hips down with my hands. No one else is around you to do that but you. I want you to build a fire here by holding this and by going low, no lower than knee height with your hips. 3, 2, inhale. Stand, hands at chest center, exhale. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Forward fold, exhale it all the way down. Halfway lift to lengthen your back. Step your left foot all the way back, knee to the floor, point your toes. Inhale your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Nice, move your hips a little bit more forward, get that stretch in your left hip flexors. Now bend your right elbow, hold on to it with your left hand, And you'll get a good stretch in the right tricep. Keep that or wrap your left arm behind you. Go Mukasana arms. Have your right elbow go up to the ceiling. Press your head back into your top arm. Look up to the ceiling. 3. Press your hips in front of you. 2. And then lower your arms. Drop your strap if you have it. Downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Lower your left knee. Turn it out like a kickstand. Side plank variation. Ground your right foot to the floor. Reach your right arm to the sky. Now reach your right arm overhead so that your palm faces the ceiling. And then stretch your side body by just pressing your right rib cage to the ceiling. Lengthen through your side. Hold that. And then roll your chest up towards the ceiling and hug your tailbone in. Yes, that'll give you a little bit more twist and rotation. For 3. For 2, keep lengthening, lean back, and release your hands down. Downward facing dog. That'll open up some things there. Good. Lift your left leg high. Inhale, breath. Step your foot to your hands. Exhale. Let's twist. Left arm up to the ceiling. Inhale, breath. Hold and breathe. Now your left hip might want to lift up. Lower that down to knee height. Good. One more breath, inhale. Lower your hands, look forward, step forward, exhale. Halfway lift to breathe in. Forward fold, release the weight of your head. Utkatasana, chair pose. Good opportunity to feel and to practice that presence. Let's do that by 1, setting your eyes to a point. A single point. Keep it there. Let's also do that by staying in the power of this pose. It's not easy. It's not meant to be. Here we strengthen our mind, our body. For 3, sit lower. Yes, for 2, hold. Inhale. Stand, hands at chest center. Exhale. And 1 more time each side. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, forward, fold down. Halfway lift, inhale. Right foot back, lower your knee, exhale. Anjaneyasana, inhale your arms up. Hold your left elbow or go Mukasana arms. Use your strap, you'll have plenty of time. We're gonna hold this here for 5. Make sure your left elbow is pointed as vertical as it can to the ceiling. Press your head back into your top arm for 1 more breath. Lower your hands down to the floor. Step back straight to plank pose this time. Lower your right knee to the ground, kickstand, turn to the right, left arm to the ceiling. Now inhale your left arm over your side and arc your body as if you're trying to touch the floor in the sideways arc. Keep the arc and rotate up to the ceiling. Look up, lift your chin, lean back, 3. Draw your tailbone under for 2. And then lower your hands down, downward facing dog, press back. Beautiful. Right leg high, inhale, breath. Step your right foot to your hands, exhale, pause. Right arm up to the sky, breathe in and reach. Lower your hand down, exhale, step forward. Half lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Utkatasana, chair, inhale. Sit 1 inch lower than you think you can and hold for 5. Where is your drishti? Settle your gaze and focus your mind to the here and the now. Inhale. Stand, exhale, hands at chest center. Last round. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And forward fold. Half lift, inhale to lengthen. Exhale, left foot back, lower your knee. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Bend your right elbow, hold on to it, or go Mukasana arms, left arm underneath. Breathe for 3. Breathe for 2, no rush. Lift your head just a little bit, lean back. And then release, lower your hands, plank pose. From plank pose, lower your left knee. Turn your left foot out for kickstand leg in side plank variation. Reach your top arm over your ear. Arc your body. Press away from the floor. And right now you're just arcing your side. So your chest is facing the side. Good. Now keep that arc. Press out of your bottom shoulder and roll up to the ceiling for 3. Let your head drop back for 2. Inhale. And then lower your hands down, downward facing dog. Exhale. Breathe with me, inhale. Exhale it out. Lift your left leg to the ceiling, inhale. Step your foot to your hands lightly, exhale. And then twist, left arm up, breathe in 1 time. Lower your hands, exhale, step forward. Half lift, inhale, lengthen. Exhale and forward fold. The last chair pose. Inhale with all of your strength. Be here. Hug your inner thighs into each other. And the key word here is to stay. Can you stay with a balance of focus and discipline, entry into the challenge, but balanced with ease? 3. Where can you create more strength? Where can you create more ease? Inhale here. Stand up, hands at chest center. Pause and breathe. Be as still as you can. Close your eyes. Be as still as you can. Good. It's getting a little warm in here. Let's keep moving, building heat, and then we'll slow down soon. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at your hips. Halfway to lengthen, inhale. Step back to plank pose, exhale. From plank, lower all the way down to the floor. Come into cobra or baby cobra. Any degree of lifting away from the floor. Roll your shoulders back towards each other and down your spine. Pull your chest through to the front of your mat. Take 1 more breath in. Lower down, exhale, curl your toes. Hug your core muscles in and press up to plank. Use your knees or not, downward facing dog. Good. Take your right leg to the ceiling again. And bring your knee to your right tricep above your elbow. Go as forward as you can. Hold that. Inhale up and back. Good. Whether you loved that or not, we're doing it again. Right knee to right arm. And for a little longer, hold 3. Stay because you know you can. Inhale your right leg up and back. Right foot to your hands. Exhale. Good. Come up to warrior 1. Ground your back foot at a 45-degree angle. I like to widen my stance, so if I look at my feet, my left foot is wider than my front foot. Now breathe in and hug your ribs back, and then breathe out, bend your right knee a lot. Fire up your breathing in this strong pose. Make goalpost arms. Now pull your arm bones back. Yes. Lift your chest up towards the ceiling and start to look back and take your arms with you. 3. Nice. Breathe for 2. Inhale your arms up to center. Exhale your hands down to the ground into a lunge. Lower your back knee again and sweep your arms up and overhead. Hold on to each thumb. So you're going to grab your thumbs, pull against your thumbs so your elbows go wide, and move your hips forward and down. We're going to a really big back bend here. You can make it as big as you like. Keep pulling your thumbs, lift your chest, lean back. Take your arm bones out of your peripheral vision. Inhale. Exhale, lean back more. Good. Now keep your thumbs hooked and straighten your arms behind you for 3. Breathe for 2. Inhale. Hands to the ground. Exhale. Straighten your back leg, and you're going to go into a wide-legged fold facing the left side of your mat. Prasarita Padottanasana. Halfway lift first, and then when you breathe out, walk your hands back between your feet. Keep trying to walk your hands back so that your heels of your hands get in line with the heels of your feet. If it's hard to reach your hands down to the mat, use blocks. Bring your hands to blocks, and you can do the same thing. Relax the weight of your head downward. And that letting go of your head is also like a letting go of the content of your mind at the moment. Soften and surrender. Whatever is taking space in your mind, you can get back to it. And perhaps with a little bit more clarity and presence after your practice is done. Halfway lift, lengthen out your back. And then stand all the way up. Take your time. Turn your right toes to the front of your mat. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Right hand to the block outside your foot or to the floor. Inhale, lengthen your spine and your legs. And on your exhale, turn your left ribs up towards the ceiling. Bring your right eyeball to look at your top thumb so you get that full rotation of your whole spine, including your neck. Breathe for 3. And breathe for 2. And then lower your hands to the ground. Step back, plank pose. Nice rhythm, guys. Take a breath in. Lower to the floor with your knees down or not. And then cobra or baby cobra. Inhale up. Let's hold this again. Feel your legs press down. Pull your arm bones back and press your chest forward out in front of you. Radiate through your heart space. Take one more breath in. And then lower down. Exhale. Hug your core muscles up, curl your toes, downward facing dog. Breathe, inhale. Breathe out, exhale. Good, lift your left leg up to the ceiling. Reach your left foot back like someone's pulling on it. It's one of my favorite assists to do. You take one more breath, inhale. And step your foot lightly to your hand. Ground your back foot, Virabhadrasana 1. Again, angle your back toes 45 degrees towards the front of your mat. Turn your right rib cage towards the front of your mat. And breathe, 3. Nice. Now bend your elbows. And take your arm bones back first. That's it. Open through your pec muscles. Lift your chest, send your hips forward. Lean back for 3. Open your throat, 2. Good. Inhale up, go vertical. Exhale your hands down to the ground. Lower your back knee to the floor. Point your back toes and inhale up, Anjaneyasana. Okay, bend your arms and hook your thumbs. Maybe hook the other thumb on top. Whatever feels less natural. Pull your thumbs apart, bring your elbows wide, lift your chest. Arm bones go back. Inhale, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, pull against your thumbs and lean back again. Stay here, inhale. Exhale, pull and lean back. Now keep that. Straighten your arms behind you. 3, 2, and lower your hands to the ground. Hoo-wee. Good, straighten your back leg and then turn to the side of your mat into a wide-legged forward fold. Now in this forward fold, you're going to switch your fingers to face the direction that you're looking and pull yourself underneath your own legs. Yeah. When you breathe in, feel the backs of your legs lengthen. That's it. It's like you get that lift of your tailbone up to the ceiling. And when you breathe out, use your fingertips to draw your chest between your legs. 3. Good, now walk your hands back out. Come into a halfway lift. Lengthen your back, bring your hands to your hips and come all the way up to standing. Turn your left toes forward and align yourself from heel to heel. We'll go to Trikonasana triangle. The left hand to the floor or the block. And roll your right rib cage up to the ceiling. And bring your left eyeball up to your top thumb. We have 3 major parts to our spine: our lumbar, which is our lower, our thoracic, which is our middle, our cervical, which is our neck. So let's use all aspects of our spine in rotation here. One more breath in. And then exhale, lower your hands down, lift your back heel, and step back to plank pose. Take a breath in. Lower to the floor, knees or no knees. Go carefully and mindfully. And then into your cobra, just one breath in. Exhale, lower down to your stomach. Curl your toes, downward facing dog pose. And I fully recognize I didn't give you a knee to elbow on the left side. So let's do that before we change gears. Lift your left leg high to the ceiling. I'm not gonna leave you hanging. Bring your knee to your left tricep. Go forward and touch if you can. Get close. Inhale, up and back with your leg. And one more time, knee to left tricep. Hold. 3. You can. 2, stay. Inhale, your leg up and back. And then downward facing dog. Okay, lower onto your knees. I'm gonna start to switch gears. I want you to bring your right foot, the top of your right foot, onto the arch of your left foot. So you're gonna have to bring your whole right leg back in order to do that. It's like the top of your right foot onto the arch of your left foot, and then sit back. Ooh. Might have to find the right spot, but what we're going for here is a little bit of like a self-massage of sorts, where your foot's gonna press in to the inside of your left foot. If it feels like too much, keep it in one spot for a little bit, lean forward, and then move it to a slightly different spot. Do that. Hold for a few breaths and switch to another spot rather than keeping it in one spot the whole time. I'm just here for about 3 more breaths. We're giving some TLC to main muscles that support us throughout our day, the bottoms of our feet. Come forward onto your hands and knees just so that you can switch. Bring your knees even first. Bring your left knee back so that you can bring your top of your left foot into the inside arch of your right foot. It's like you're placing foot on foot. So again, the back of your left foot is on the bottom of your right foot. And feel free to move it to a different part of your foot, or maybe you're like me and your top foot's just sliding down slowly anyway. 3 more breaths. Nice, you guys. Downward facing dog. Okay, we're going to move up the body a little bit more from our feet and stretch out our quads and our hamstrings. So to do that, bring your right hand to touch your left hand. Step your right foot forward where your right hand was and lower your back knee to the floor. We're going to do a dragon's lunge. So if you know it, you can go ahead. Turn your right toes out to 2 o'clock and roll to the outer edge of your right foot. You'll be able to see the bottom of your right foot. And you're going to hold here with your hands in front of your shoulders by a few inches, or your forearms down to the ground. And the aim of this pose is that we're targeting the inner hip muscles on the right leg. You might also be getting this in your outer hip muscles of your right leg. And also targeting the left hip flexors of the left leg. And time is our friend. We've switched gears into the more yin-like portion of the practice. It's not standard yin, so I'm not calling it yin. Traditional yin poses, you might hold anywhere from more like 4 to 5 minutes. We're doing more like 1.5 to 2.5. Then you're going to keep your left hand or left forearm down and reach your right arm back to hold on to your back foot for a quad stretch. This is optional. It's going to target different muscles, in particular your left quad. So you can stay where you were, you can go here. If holding your foot is tough, you can use a strap, kind of lasso that around your foot. And sometimes that's easier said than done. So wherever you are, soften your jaw, bring a little bit of a smile to your body, even your face. And 3 more breaths. And then release your right hand down to the ground and come up onto your hands, bring your right foot to the middle. And a short moment, but we're going to go to the splits. And you might look at me like I'm crazy because the splits is hard, maybe not possible. But I want you to wiggle your right leg out in front of you as far as you can. Press your hips back. Now, you can stay here. Use blocks for your hands, if that's better. You can also start to move your left knee back a little bit more. Think of it as going towards the splits rather than having to actually do the full splits. You can also put a block underneath your right thigh if it's close enough to hold you up, to keep you from going too low. So we have about 5, 6 more breaths here. Your back leg is internally turning forward so that all 5 of your left toes face the mat. Good. 2 more breaths. If you're in the full split, start by inching your back foot forward. Good. And let's all come back into downward facing dog. So you can do all that goodness to your left. Take a breath, inhale. Exhale. And bring your left hand to touch your right. Step your left foot forward and lower your back knee. We're going to go to dragon's lunge. Again, key that your foot is first towards the edge of the mat. So make sure it's there first. Then turn your toes out to like 10 o'clock-ish. Roll to the outer edge of your foot. And you can either hold up on your hands, but make sure your wrists are in front of your shoulders. It's a better angle for your wrists. Or lower your forearms. And find a steady breath. And notice what you feel and where you feel it. Without needing it to change or be different, go through the process of the growth, of the lengthening of your muscles, of taking out the tension. Just stay, feel. And you can stay there or reach your left hand back for a quadricep stretch. If you're on your forearm and it's hard to grab your back foot, hop onto your right hand. That's going to help a little bit. If you do have your foot, turn your chest to the left. For 3. And then slowly release your foot if you have it. Bring your hands to the ground and press up so that your foot is in the middle of your mat, your left foot. We're going to work our way towards the full splits. Again, towards is the key word. Walk your left foot forward. You can even kind of wiggle it out a bit. Walk your right leg back inch by inch. Now, if you're going to kind of stay more the half splits, you can drop your chest downward. But if you are in kind of a significant split, start to lift your chest more upright. And the blocks are really good to bring to each hand. Internally rotate your back leg wherever you are. So turn your right hip forward. Have all 5 toenails face down. And give up where you can. Let go of what you must. For 3. And for 2. Nice. Start to slowly inch your way out of that. And then come into your final downward facing dog. Good. Lower your knees to the mat. Swing your legs around. Come onto your back. Practice plow pose and shoulder stand. So for plow pose, you're going to lift your hips, bring your legs behind you. Shimmy your shoulders under your back. Keep your hands at your lower back too. If you're kind of worried about your neck in any way, then don't lift your hips as much. You kind of keep them forward with your hands there. That'll change the direction of the bend of your neck. Otherwise, press your hips as vertical to the ceiling as you can. Feel free to stay there or shoulder stand, Sarvangasana, by lifting your legs as vertical as possible. And even though you're slowing down, keep your breath active. Ujjayi breath is on in your nose and out your nose. If you are in shoulder stand, bend your knees, bring them towards your ears. Karna Pidasana. And if your feet touch the ground, then you can lower your hands to the ground. Otherwise, if your feet are floating off the floor. Keep your hands to your low back. Let's all drop your hands to the ground. Slowly roll out into a happy baby. Hold the bottoms of your feet. Rock side to side. And if you want, you can be a very happy baby and try to put your feet in your mouth. We've all seen really happy babies do it. Don't actually put your foot in your mouth. That might not be good, but see how close you are. Oh, our body changes throughout the years. Good. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock front to back 3 times. All the way back towards your shoulders, all the way to your feet. And after the third one, I'm going to come into that seated position, like how we started. Have your palms face up. Relax your elbows. And feel free to sit on something. That's my preference. Keep my hips higher than my knees. On your inhale, roll your shoulders up, draw them back and release them down. Soften your jaw and close your eyes. And just let your breath be as neutral as you can. Start to relax it, bring ease to it. And for the final 2-3 minutes of your practice, you can feel free to stay here or come onto your back for Shavasana. A reading for today called Learn to be Present. I haven't been able to give you much materially, he said. Not jewelry or diamonds or gold. But the gift I've given you, what I've had to offer, is staying fully present for you. Presence is a gift. Staying fully present for friends, our family, ourselves, our lives. Staying in the moment with our hearts open will change other people's lives and ours. So often we've learned, out of habit or fear, to be only partially present, partially conscious, for ourselves, for others. We aren't certain what we're feeling. Our attention and our energy are diverted to the next place, the next person. And we're there, kind of. And there's another way, a better way. One where we keep our hearts open and know what we feel. We take the risk of exposing who we are to allow others to do the same. And we become fully present for each moment and each person on our path. And yes, there are times when it isn't safe to be open, when the energy of a circumstance is not right for us. So that usually reveals a lesson and dictates a choice. It may be time to learn, to leave, to feel, to choose. Learn to release all that stands in the way of you in the present moment. And learn to let go of all the blocks that keep you from being fully present for yourself and others. Give the gift of presence to yourself and to the world. So I'll just take a nice breath. And if you're on your back, slowly roll off to your right and come up into a comfortable seat. Release your hands to the floor next to you. And inhale, sweep your arms all the way up like you're gathering in your whole practice. Bring it down to your chest center so you can take it with you and so you can share it with someone else. And bring your thumbs to your forehead center. It's a gesture of gratitude and recognizing yourself, the light within you and the light within others. Wonderful job, you guys. You can open your eyes. Great work. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here. And I'll see you guys next Monday, 5 o'clock. Coppermine, you can join via Zoom or Facebook. 2 quick things to tell you. One is that my next teacher training is coming up on October 10th. And because of the times, it is fully virtual and online. I've led over 20 yoga teacher trainings, and this is a first. And I'm really excited for it too. So if you want more information, check out my website, yogawithlindsay.com, and Lindsay is with an AY. And also with that, if you have any questions about teacher training, or even if you're like 10% curious, come to an information session that I have. It's online via Zoom this Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And I'll share more about the training. You can ask questions or just listen in, whatever you feel like doing. But all that, if you go to yogawithlindsay.com, you'll find the link to teacher training, and that'll link you to the teacher training page where all that information's there. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great rest of your night.